because everyone's had this conversation. If you're a recruiter or a hiring manager, you've all been involved in this.
Yes.
So here's the way that this one goes. You're a recruiter, you walk in, you say, hiring manager, what are the salary requirements for this? And the hiring manager says, 60 to 70K is what we're looking at. And the recruiter goes, ooh, that seems really low. I think it's going to be tough to find people. And the hiring manager says, well, no, I think you can find people. If you look hard enough, you'll find them. Look, the best person I ever had for this role 10 years ago took that salary. They took 65 and they were one of the best people I ever had in that role. Okay. So then the recruiter goes off and they start trying to find people. And guess what? They're right. They're finding it really hard to find people that are falling within the 60 to 70K for the qualifications that they're looking for. So they walk back in with an anecdotal conversation and say, hey, remember when I told you that, this was going to be tough to find? Turns out it is. And we're really finding it hard to find people in the 60 to 70K. Now the hiring manager is going to be thinking to themselves, again, do you know what we're looking for? Like, how many people did you really talk to? Did you really ask them about salary, or were you too afraid to test the waters there?
Like,
that's what's happening. Yeah. That is what's happening in the hiring manager's mind. So now let's talk about that. You walk back into that same conversation with data-driven, a data-driven conversation. You walk back in and you say, okay, so here we just asked 100% of the applicants. We use this tool called SmartRank, and we're able to ask 100% of the applicants this exact question. So we gave them some salary ranges. And so here's what the data tells us, okay? Only 6% of the applicants are willing to accept this 60 to 70K. Now, what does that tell us? That tells us that of the full applicant pool, 94%, we need to basically just move over to the side. And now we're dealing with only 6% of this applicant pool to look at and find your perfect qualified person. And by the way, would you like to know how many of those, because of SmartRank, we can also tell you, would you like to know how many of those are actually a 50% or greater qualification to what you're looking for? None of them so far. So again, we have a few options. One, we can just keep the salary here and we can deal with 6%, and you can hire people that are below 50% of the qualifications you're looking for. Two, we can just wait and we can hold out and hope that we're going to find an 80 or 90%, but I just want to set the right expectations. You're going to be waiting a while. And a third option is we can look at changing the salary. And as you can see in these other bands down here, this is what people are really asking for this role. Okay, well, at least everybody's on the same page now.